you know, I looked on Instagram and all that, man, and some guys wanted, you know, $35,000 or $45,000 or even $65,000, man. $65,000, and it doesn't have a lot of stuff. It doesn't have digital dash. It doesn't have the power seat. It doesn't have the cruiser skirts.
Yes.
It doesn't have the Continental kit.
It doesn't have the important stuff.
It doesn't have the stuff, you know, that counts.
Yes.
And they want a bunch of money. And you know, and then you get to looking at it, and it needs a paint job. Okay, and that phrase right there rolls so easy off of people's tongue. It just needs a paint job.
Yeah, ready for paint.
Ready for paint. Needs a paint job. Needs a respray. Man, if it needs a respray, it probably needs some new chrome trim, new aluminum trim. Okay,
Bodywork.
The glass is probably original. You know, it's you're jumping off into a whole nother realm of what was said, that it just needs a paint job, but really it needs a makeover, a total makeover.
Yes.
So why not buy one in pieces and build it exactly how you want it? Exactly how you want it, not how somebody else wanted it. Now, I don't want to get into that whole conversation with the whole built not bought, because the builders need the folks who buy them.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If I made a shit ton of money and I had money to spend, I would go buy a car.
Come on, man. You already have that money, man. Come on.
I would go buy, you know, I would buy a car.
YouTube money? Come on.
No, come on. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole. There's nothing wrong, you know, I mean, I might joke about the whole built not bought thing, but there's nothing wrong with buying a car, man. I mean, I bought it. So, what I'm trying to say is that the problem lies when somebody pays a lot of money for something that was shiny that wasn't good. Shiny isn't always good.
Or not to their preference, you know.
Or not to their preference. You know, and you know, Bobby's car next door is I don't want to use that car as an example, because he kind of knew what he was getting into, and he paid, you know, he almost got it for free.
Yeah. Got a good deal on it.
But you can take some clever photography of his car, or somebody can post it online, post it on Instagram, and that's $14,000, man. You know what I mean? When that thing needs a total makeover.
But you know what? And I think if sometimes when people see it, they're like, well, the hard part is done.
Sure.
I'll pay that extra bit of money.
Sure.
For that headache not to be there. You know what I'm saying? The rust repair is done.
I'm willing to pay a good amount of money for a solid car that don't need metal work.
Yeah.
To me, that's important.
For some people. Some people say, you know what, I got the means to fix all that stuff.
Yeah.
I got the knowledge.
Yeah. Complete car shot. That's right up their alley.
Yes, exactly. Save some money.
Folks, yeah. To ask for your receipt. But the thing is, it's like you know, like we said earlier before we turned the camera on, this thing is 8 hours away from a paint job. I can have all the side molding on in another day. So we're talking 16 hours away. Throw the door on, throw the trunk on another day, 3 days, put it on the frame in a matter of hours, 3.5 days. We can throw the fenders on, 4 days. This car can be totally transformed in a week's time.
Really, in a month's time.
In a month.
Early September.
Sure.
It might have paint.
Sure.
Frame is ready.
Frame's ready.
You can drop it on there.
Yep.
You got the setup. I mean, it's not too far away from being a complete car that people can say, damn, that's a $200,000 car. What? Nah.
But you know, what we're trying to say is that, like I say, right now, for some people, this might be $2,500. Some people might not even be interested in it. But some people might say, man, that's a solid 60 convertible Impala, and they can see that, man, it just needs doors. He's got the doors. They're just not on. It's got all the trim, the convertible trim. It's got the top rack. That's a 59 top rack. The hitch weld molding is a 59. You know, so
To a car guy, yeah, that
guy.
can look at it and say, yeah, you know, it's not too far off. But you got some people out there that don't know anything about a car, but they like them.
They like it.
You know,
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, some people will buy a 59 Impala convertible, which is a hot item right now, and the car's broken in half. And you see that it actually sold for $25,000, and the car's broken in half.
literally, like it's rusted.
Literally
in half.
broke. It's on the trailer. They put it on with a forklift.
Yeah,
And you're like, man,
body's bent in half.
how? You know, how did that happen? Who would do that? Well, they got the means to make it happen. They might have a four-door 59 that's already got solid quarter panels that they can either convert or with the parts needed to make this one solid again, and they can go from the $25,000 to building it and essentially having a $200,000 vehicle.
Well, you know what? There is some shops out there that'll actually do that work for you.
Sure.
You know, that are capable of doing that. They got all the tools, all the people with the knowledge to create a car out of a rust bucket, man. Really.
It's amazing.
And people will pay because they're actually paying for their knowledge, man. You
Sure,
know?
man. So it's you're paying for, it's kind of like anything in life, man. Like people pay for special instrument coaches, or a special pitching coach, or a batting coach for baseball, or a football coach, or something. A one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With a professional. People will pay that because to them that has value. So, you can say, man, what you're gonna pay somebody $1 a minute to teach you how to swing a baseball bat?
It's worth it.
But people do that all the time.
Yeah.
To pay the 1 hour session, $60 an hour to teach your kid how to swing a baseball bat.
Let's not get into that conversation of dentists. How much money those guys make.
Yeah. Well, we can go next door. What's the time at?
It's at 19.
20-minute rant. We can go next door. It's going to be hot, and look at the reason of this conversation, which is Bobby's car. We're not putting Bobby on blast. That's not what this video is about.
No, man.
We're just going to show how to compare what a car should cost versus what some people try to get away selling it. That's the point of the video. What a car should cost and what people will do to make a car look valuable and not be what it is.
Actually, all the work that we're doing to Bobby's car, it'll be worth it.
Sure, it is going to be worth it.
I mean, once it's done, people gonna be like, man, all the work has been done. All the work that I wasn't able to do, that I didn't want to do, is done. That's the car that I want.
Sure.
You know?
It's going to be one of a kind.
Yeah.
Just like this one. You're not going to be able to go on eBay and buy one.
It looks, it's got its flaws right now, but that's because in the shape that it was in when it arrived. But I mean, I think that's what scares people, man. They see a car like that and like, man, I don't want anything to do with that. It's too much work. That's the average Joe.
Sure.
But you gotta understand, Bobby's a great man.
So let's go next door and look
skilled,
at it.
man.
You can cut it off.